In this video, I want to address a couple of things that has to do with race in America. First, I'm going to show you two videos and then I'm going to come back and talk about it.
And you were talking to me earlier about how you're connected to the tragic accident where the child was killed on the first day of school. Can you elaborate more on that?
Well, I'm involved, used to be involved pretty deeply with the school. I mean, I've had all three kids go there. I graduated from there. So seen the family around a lot, still see the family around a lot. Just now they're missing their youngest son. My son seen the bus rolled over. Thank goodness that he sent us a picture that morning saying it wasn't him. But I actually went to pick him up from the school that morning. And he said he wanted to stay at the school, so if anybody needed help up there, he was there to help them. So, but the boy that passed, and my son were pretty good friends at school. So,
And how does it make you feel? And obviously you represent the community as well. But I mean, so how does it make you personally feel knowing that your son was potentially at risk because there's this bigger problem that is just coming over and having a direct impact on not just Springfield itself, but the entire surrounding area?
I'll be 100% honest. Words can't describe how it makes me feel. I'm ashamed of leaders and leadership allowing this kind of stuff to just pretty much invade. The lawlessness that's happened, and it's not just the Haitians. I mean, they're ignoring anybody driving without a license. I'm scared to death. My wife works in downtown Springfield. She works on East Main Street in Springfield at a bank. I won't mention its name. But she's overwhelmed with the Haitians that come in there, can't speak any English. They do not understand our money or anything else. My daughter works right beside her, and I'm scared to death that one of these days I'm going to get a phone call or a visit by a state trooper or something that they've been hit, they've been rolled over for anything. I mean, you get that anyways. I mean, any day you get in the car, it's a risk. But now it's even worse, especially if you head that way.
It didn't used to be that way.
Yeah.
A couple years ago, is what you're saying.
I was always scared. I mean, you got kids out there, people that you love, driving and everything, and anything can happen. Anybody can cause an accident. But the amount of them that's happening anymore, and it scares me to death. You know, honestly, it pisses me off that we've allowed it to hit this point. I mean, there's kids getting killed. I'm on a local fire department up by the school, and a couple weeks ago, two Haitians went left the center at each other and caused a wreck. And a semi-truck got tied up in the power lines they knocked down. Stuff like that shouldn't be happening anywhere.
There you go.
So,
what would your message be to the rest of the country? That, as I was kind of asking earlier, that might say, well, this is being overblown. There's racist racist reasonings behind it. What's your response to that?
I'm gonna has nothing to do with race. Law doesn't know a color. There shouldn't be. There's nothing in the law that states, a black guy can't do this and a white guy can't do that. It's not about that. It's us as citizens.
And so, what has been some of the spillover effects from Springfield? Because obviously a lot of attention is on Springfield itself, but there is towns and stuff around here. So, and since you're local, what have you seen around here in regards to all the Haitians that have come past couple of years?
Yeah, probably the most impactful spillover has been the absolute shortage of housing. We've had a lot of greed has come to the surface. A lot of people that have been lifelong renters and properties have been served eviction notices or non-renewal leases and given 30 days to get out. And what they'll do is, instead of having a single family in a home that's maybe a 3-bedroom, they'll actually rent bedrooms out to individual families. So the landlord will, technically triple his rent by virtue of getting people in there. And again, Haitians are a very communal group, so they're not really adverse to living 3 or 4 families in a home, or even 3 or 4 non-families in a home. The healthcare, they've decimated Rocking Horse, which is a federally funded clinic. And Haitian clinic means hospital. So they've had individuals actually drop their pregnant wives that are in labor off at the clinic, and the clinics had to call the squad. The squads had to haul them to the hospital for them to give birth. Same as the word permit when it comes to getting a license. Permit in Haitian means permission. So when they get their permit, which they're allowed to have a translator to get, who will answer the questions for the individual as opposed to them actually knowing the content, they'll have somebody answer for them. They'll falsely get a permit. They think they're done. They jump behind the wheel of a car and find out they're not even close to being done. Individuals in the city are buying vehicles and renting them per day to individuals that have licenses or have permits or have nothing. So there's a lot of capitalistic thought put into this, but actually criminal behavior that's actually...
As you can see in those 2 videos, the issue that they're having with Haitian immigrants, it's not about them eating cats or them eating dogs or them going out to the pond getting ducks. That was a rumor put out, and that rumor was put out for racial undertones because you're in a town that's more populated with white people, and now you have these immigrants coming in and they want to make them look like savages. They have always wanted to make black people look like savages, like they're not in control. That's the way they wanted the Africans to look, more savage, and that's what they're doing to the Haitian immigrant. This is not a black or white issue, it's an immigration issue. And I'm going to also show you another video.
You don't hang no signs about black people hating on immigrants, because black people ain't got no reason to hate on no immigrants.
Oh no, but the immigrants got
We everything y'all are in this song. Let me tell you something. You get them signs down. Anytime that Alderman Lawson and Silverstein and what's that other?
See your
They
little
sit up here and talk about how they should get a hate crime bill because swastikas was in Ziploc bags in their community. They hung this in our community. We want it off the polls.
What they're trying to do with the Democratic Party and also the elites is what they have always been doing to American citizens. It started off with Democrats versus Republicans. Then it became who is vaxxed and who is unvaxxed. It's always been a racial issue. When everything calmed down between black people and white people, the elites and the Democrats, they try to stir the pot again to get black and white people going at each other for whatever the reason. And this is the same thing they're doing now. Instead of dealing with what it is, an immigration issue, just like in Ohio, these Haitians, illegal immigrants, they should not be driving. In order to have a valid driver's license, I know in Florida, you have to have a social security card and you also have to have a birth certificate to get a valid driver's license. They're allowing them to go in without knowing anything about driving and allowing them to drive. When you have a permit, you're supposed to have a licensed driver in the car with you when you're driving. You're not supposed to be allowed to drive on your own if you only have a permit. It's supposed to always be a licensed driver over the age of 18. That's the law. I know that's the law in Florida. I know the laws can vary from state to state. So they're not only in here illegally, they're also breaking laws. That is costing people their lives. That young boy, he lost his life the first day of school, and this was back in 2003, because a person that doesn't know how to drive in this country caused an accident with a school bus. Unfortunately, one person died, but it could have been more kids losing their lives because of that accident, because they're breaking the law. They broke the law to get here, and they continue to break the law by driving when they should not be driving. And then you also seen in the video when they're speaking about how the citizens are getting kicked out of their home. They're not being allowed to renew their leases because they want to use those houses for illegal immigrants. And then, also it's just a drain on society, not just in Ohio, but the country as a whole. When the black woman is speaking up, or black people are speaking up about the immigration issue they're having in their town, they're getting called saying that you don't like immigrants. And like, if you notice, where in the white area they send the Haitians, which are black, dark skin. In the black communities, they should send immigrants who have light skin. So now if you say something, it can appear that you're racist, when in reality it's not a race issue, it's an immigration issue. In the United States of America, Americans are supposed to be treated better than immigrants. I'm not saying they should be treated lousy, but they should be treated better, especially if the immigrants are coming in this country illegally. They should not be put above Americans as far as benefits, as far as housing, or as far as anything else.
Just here because I'm just trying to get them to clear a medical card.
Are the systems stressed right now in Springfield? Can they handle the amount of people coming in?
No, they really can't. I've been trying to get just a simple Medicaid card since June. They took me off of, I'm a vet. They took me off of the disability and made me start paying for my own disability. And I don't know why they took me off. But so I had to give them proof of income and disabilities and stuff. I gave them all that. They still ain't did it.
So you're a veteran and you're competing with some of the resources they're getting who just came in here?
Yeah. This America. You dig what I'm saying? But I'm saying that the things that the hoops they make us jump through can have you turn on each other in a sense, or say negative things. I don't have anything that's negative to say or bad to say about anybody Haitian. Sure. You know what I mean?
Do you think the town's taking care of your local residents that were here first and foremost?
Oh, no. Hell no.
Well, thanks for your service.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. Good luck in line.
You have veterans that fought for this country, fought for the freedom of the country, that are being treated like they're second-class citizens. They're being treated worse than illegal immigrants in America. And that should never happen. Regardless of what color you are, that's why I always say I do not put my color before my religious, because it's about being truthful, it's about being right, and it's about being just. That is not justice in any form of the sense. When you're putting illegal immigrants who's coming across the border illegally, you're putting them before your American citizens. And for everyone who watched that speech, watch the debate between Donald Trump and Kamala Harris, I want you to realize when Kamala's saying that she's lowering the drug prices, when Kamala says that she's going to make sure if she become president, she get affordable housing, she get the down payment assistance. I think she said, I forgot exactly how much the amount's supposed to be. If you're sitting there as an American citizen thinking that she's doing that for you, she is not. She's doing that for the immigrants, because she's saying that she's putting a lower price on insulin. Guess who also use insulin? These people who are coming across the border illegally, they need medical help. They need medical treatment. Some of them are on medicine that they're going to be on the rest of their lives. So they're lowering the costs for them. Housing, affordable housing. Where are these people going to go stay who's continue to come into this country? Because the Democratic Party has no desire to close the border. So they're going to have to get more housing, more affordable housing, not for American citizens, but for the immigration. They want to help them get housing, permanent housing. So they're going to help them with down payment assistance. Once again, not for America. She's not doing, she's talking to American citizens, but these things that she's planning on putting in place is not for American citizens. Because if they truly wanted to help Americans out, they would have been closed the border. They would have made a secure border, because all that money that they're giving to these immigrants could have went towards medication for the elderly. Because if they would have gave them a raise in their Social Security, guess what? Their medicine would have been more affordable. If they would have got more affordable housing and got more of a higher down payment assistance, people who want to go that route, they could have went that route to get housing. If they made it easy for them to get more affordable apartments, put them out there, then some people would not be homeless when they lost their job and they could not afford the higher rent when the rent kept going up and up. If they would have had more affordable housing, that could have been an option for them to go into. But all of a sudden now you're concerned that you're getting all these people, an influx of people into the country who's burdening the system that was already burdened. That makes absolutely no sense. So as a leader, you're not making sense. So why should Americans believe anything that you say when they know that you're not doing it for American citizens, because you still have an open border, which you refuse to address and which you refuse to take care of? Then you're trying to get people divided because you want to make black people afraid to say anything about what's going on in their community because they're going to seem like they're racist against immigrants. You're trying to make white people afraid to say anything about the Haitian immigrants that's coming into their community because if they say something, they can sound racist. And that's all they're trying to do is play the race game. I feel as Americans, American citizens, we need to stand up for ourselves because the government do not care about American citizens. So if you stay anywhere where you're able to vote people out who do not put American citizens first, you need to go ahead and use your power to vote them out. Whoever you can get, like I said, I'm not telling you who to vote for and who not to vote for. But if you're looking at policies that are in place, what policy is going to protect you as an American citizen? What policies will hurt you as an American citizen? And you should look at that and make your decision based on that. It's not a black thing. It's not a white thing. It's an American thing. We are, like I said before, we're all in the same boat. Where are we going as American citizens when we have nowhere else to go because everyone is coming here? How far can you move? Because after a while, every time you turn around, they're going to be like, oh, okay, the immigrants are going here, the immigrants are going there. Because for whatever reason, the Democratic Party has sold this country. Basically, they sold because they do not care about the American citizen. They do not care about the safety of this country because they know criminals, and I'm not saying because it's people coming from all over the world. Criminals are coming here to America. Terrorists are coming here to America, and they do not care. They putting everyone else before the safety of American citizens and before the safety of children, before the safety of women, and before the safety of elderly people. So I would not trust anything that comes out of Kamala Harris' mouth, and I do not trust the Democratic Party to do what's right for the American citizens. And I want to leave you with this verse from the Bible, and this is 1 Timothy 5:8 ESV. But if anyone does not provide for his relative, and especially for members of his household, he has denied the faith and is worse than an unbeliever. So once again, even though it's not household, but whoever you have as the leader of the country, they're responsible for all the citizens of that country. So with whoever becomes the president of the United States is responsible for taking care of the citizens of the United States with basic needs and necessities being taken care of, and not have all these people, not have an open border, period. At no point in time should our borders just be open and any and everybody could come in and we have no idea of who they are, where they're going, and what they're up to. So they need to go ahead and take care of that issue. And the third thing that I want to mention is that's why they keep trying to make it seem like Donald Trump want to bring back slavery, because they want people afraid of Donald Trump. They want people afraid to vote for him. Don't base anything off of lies and falsehoods. That's why I made sure before I did this video, I checked out to see if the Haitians was really going around eating animals. They're not. And then another thing I want to say about that, Why would they need to go around eating animals when they're getting government assistance? They're getting food stamps. So it's not like they're out here starving. They're getting food stamps so they can actually go to the store. They're getting more food stamps than American citizens. So why would they need to go around eating cats and dogs and other animals? Like I said, that's a plant that was put there to make it seem that they're black and they're barbaric. And that's why they need to eat animals, but that's not it. They're still illegal aliens that shouldn't be here in this country because of the way they came. But I'm not going to put falsehoods and lies on them to make it seem like something that's not. They're around here driving when they're causing trouble, and they're actually getting into accidents time and time again. And like I said, and this goes for all illegal aliens. It's not just one from one country, one nationality. It's everyone that came across this border illegally is wrong, and they should not be in this country, especially taking benefits from American citizens.